Chapter 12, The Song of Immersion. I suggest in the first part of this argument that the I am and I have been sequences frequent in ancient Welsh and Irish poetry are all variants of the same calendar theme. Here, for instance, is the Song of Immersion, or a Morgan, said to have been chanted by the chief bard of the Milesian invaders as he set his foot on the soil of Ireland in the year of the world 2736, 1268 BC. Unfortunately, the version which survives is only a translation into colloquial Irish from the Old Gaelic. Dr. McAllister pronounces it a pantheistic conception of a universe where Godhead is everywhere and omnipotent, and suggests that it was a liturgical hymn of a of as wide a currency as, say, the opening chapters of the Koran or the Apostles' Creed. He writes, was it of this hymn or of what he had been told of the contents of this hymn that Caesar was thinking when he wrote, the Druids teach of the stars and their motions, the world, the size of lands, natural philosophy, and the nature of the gods. He notes that the same piece in a garbled form is put into the mouth of the child bard Taliesin when narrating his transformations in previous existences. Sir John Rhys pointed out in his Hibbert Lectures that many of Guyon's I have beens imply not actual transformation but mere likeness through a primitive formation of a predicate without the aid of a particle corresponding to such a word as like. All right. The Song of Immersion begins with 13 statements provided with it's not medieval, it's medieval glosses. The 13 statements are followed by 6 questions, also provided with glosses. These are followed in Professor John McNeill's version of the Envoy, in which the Druid advises the people of the sea to invoke the poet of the sacred wrath to give them a poem. He himself will supply the poet with the necessary material, and together they will compose an incantation. All right. The Song of Immersion. Now, we got God Speaks and Says, and then I got glosses. I'm explaining this because you can't see anything, but you will be able to, so you understand what I'm doing. I'll read the glosses in line with the God Speaks, just so we stay on the same page. I am a wind of the sea for depth. I am a wave of the sea for weight. I am a sound of the sea for horror. I am an ox of 7 fights, or I am a stag of 7 tines for strength. I am a griffin on a cliff, or I am a hawk on a cliff for deftness. I am a tear of the sun, a dewdrop for clearness. I am fair among flowers. I am a boar for valor. I am a salmon in a pool, the pools of knowledge. I am a lake on a plain for extent. I am a hill of poetry and knowledge. I am a battle waging spear. I am a god who forms the fire for a head, i.e., gives inspiration, McAllister. Or I am a god who forms smoke from sacred fire for a head, to slay therewith. 1. Who makes clear the ruggedness of the mountains, but who myself will resolve every question. Or who but myself knows the assemblies of the dolmen house on the mountain of Sleeve Miss? 2. Who but myself knows where the sun shall set? 3. Who foretells the ages of the moon? 4. Who brings the cattle from the house of Tethra and segregates them, i.e., the fish, McAllister, i.e., the stars, McNeil? 5. On whom do the cattle of Tethra smile, or for whom do but me will the fish of the laughing ocean be making welcome? 6. Who shapes weapons from hill to hill, wave to wave, letter to letter, point to point? Invoke, people of the sea, invoke the poet that he may compose a spell for you. For I, the druid who set out letters to Ogham, I who part combatants, I will approach the wrath of the city to seek a cunning poet that together we may concoct incantations. I am a wind of the sea. Tethra was the king of the undersea land from which the people of the sea were later supposed to have originated. He is perhaps a masculinization of Tethys, the Pelaglacian sea goddess, also known as Thetis, whom, dog-like, Pallas the Achaean married at Iolcus in Thessaly. The Sidhi are now popularly regarded as fairies, but in early Irish poetry they appeared as a real people, a highly cultured and dwindling nation of warriors and poets living in the raths or round stockade forts, of which Newgrange on the Boyne is the most celebrated. All had blue eyes, pale faces, and long curly yellow hair. The men carried white shields and were organized in military companies of 50. They were ruled over by 2 virgin-born kings and were sexually promiscuous but without blame or shame. They were, in fact, Picts, excuse me, tattooed men, and all that can be learned about them corresponds with Xenophon's observations in his Anabasis on the primitive Mosenichians, wooden castle dwellers of the Black Sea coast. Damn, there's that word again. Mosenichians were skillfully tattooed, carried long spears and ivy leaf shields made from white ox hide, were forest dwellers, and performed the sexual act in public. They lived in the stockaded forts from which they took their name, and in Xenophon's time occupied the territory assigned in early Greek legend to the matriarchal Amazons. The blue eyes of the city I take to the blue interlocking rings tattooed around the eyes, for which the Thracians were known in classical times. The pallor was also perhaps artificial, white war paint of chalk or powdered gypsum in honor of the white goddess, such as we know from a scene in Aristophanes' Clouds, where Socrates whitens strepsiades was used in Orphic rites of initiation. Sleeve Miss is a mountain in Kerry. Of 7 tines probably means of 7 points in each horn, 14 all in all, which make a royal stag. But royalty is also conceded to a stag of 12 points, and since a stag must be 7 years old before it can have 12 points, 7 fights may refer to the years. It is, let's see, we want to, hold on now. Oh, Junus. I'll finish this and then I'm going to stop. Yeah, it is most likely that this poem was allowed to reveal its esoteric meaning to all and sundry. It would have been pied, as Guyon pied his poems for reasons of security. So let us rearrange the order of statements in a 13-month calendar form on the lines of the Beth Louise Nyon, profiting from what we have learned about the mythic meaning of each letter month. Well, now I got to do it because it makes sense. But, sure. Okay. Here we go. We got God Speak. Okay. We got dates. We got God Speaks and Says. We got Trees of the Month. Okay? Just so you know. Just going to let you know. December 24th to January 20th. B, I am a stag of 7 tines or an ox of 7 fights. That's Birch and Beth. January 21st, February 17th. L, I am a wide flood on a plain. Quick beam, Luis Rowan. February 18th, March 17th. N, I am a wind on the deep waters. That's Ash Nyon. Okay, so it's telling Beth Louise Nyon. Oh, nope, completely changes too. Never mind. Okay, here we go. March 18th, April 14th. F, I am a shining tear of the sun. That's alder, fern. April 15th to May 12th. S, I am a hawk on a cliff. That's willow or saily. May 13th to June 9th is an H, I am fair among flowers. That's hawthorn or youth. June 10th to July 7th. D, I am a god who sets the head afire with smoke. That's oak or dur. July 8th, August 4th. T, I am a battle-waging spear, holly and tine. August 5th to September 1st. C, I am a salmon in the pool. Hazel, coal. September 2nd, September 29th. M, I am a hill of poetry. It's a vine or mune. September 30th, October 27th. G, I am a ruthless boar. Ivy and Gort. October 28th, November 24th, that's the NG. I am a threatening noise of the sea. That's a reed or gettle. November 25th to December 22nd is R. I am a wave of the sea is elder and ruis. And December 23rd, who but I knows the secrets of the unhewn dolmen. Now, do I stop there? Yes, I'll stop there.